Street Talk! Yeah!
Welcome to Street Talk. I am your host, Jason, and this is for Sunday, January the 4th. NFL playoffs are here. We know it. We love it. Didn't have a chance to do this Saturday's game. Had a little stomach bug going around Street Talk headquarters, if you will. But I'm back, better than ever, and here to talk about Sunday's games. The Indianapolis Colts hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. Well, looking at the line, the Colts favored 3.5 points. That half point's a little interesting, I'm sure, to most of you hardcore bettors out there. But let's just talk about the prop. Who's going to win straight up? Well, Colts high-powered offense, third in the league in total yards. We know all about Andrew Luck. We know about T.Y. Hilton. And T.Y. Hilton is actually an interesting story for this game because he's been dealing with a nagging hamstring injury. Now, as far as the Colts running game goes, it's so abysmal that we have to put it in air quotes. Their running game. Because Bradshaw went down with a season injury, and ever since then, Trent Richardson cannot run the ball. Nobody can seem to run the ball. So it's really fallen all on the shoulders of Andrew Luck, and so far, he's held up well. But if we take Hilton out of this game, if he can't go, if he's 50%, if he's fine but then gets injured later on, I think we're going to have a problem because he's going to cut the top off that defense. If you take him away and the Bengals defense does not have to respect their running game of the Colts, then you have them sitting on the underneath routes of Reggie Wayne and of Colby Fleener and Dwayne Allen. I don't know if that'll be enough as far as the Colts offense goes. So monitoring that injury is going to be key to this game. Meanwhile, the Bengals, well, the Red Rifle, right? Andy Dalton, Mr. Choker himself, really has a poor record when it comes to, well, the playoffs and big-time games. Seems to wilt under the pressure. And he's probably going to be going without A.J. Green in this game. So how will that affect him? Because after Green, we have Mohamed Sanu. But after that, we're really stepping down Jermaine Gresham. Maybe Dane Zanzibarger. I don't know. It's going to be tough to replace the amount of yards and catches that A.J. Green's going to get us. But can they turn to their ground game? Jeremy Hills, who in my opinion should win Rookie of the Year. He won't because ODB for the Giants and his three-fingered catch is going to be the highlight of the year. So that's probably going to take all the votes. And not that he didn't do well, but if you take Hill off this team, especially with Gio Bernard going down, the Bengals don't make the playoffs. That's just a fact. He's a hard runner from LSU, always falling forward, always picking up yards, averaging over 5 yards a carry. Had close to 1,200 yards rushing. And remember last year, Gio Bernard was going to be the guy, right? Came out of UNC, was really lighting it up, putting up some good fantasy points. Sort of like a powerful Darren Sproles, if you will. He got injured. In came Hill, really powerful downhill runner. Has really taken the league by storm. Helped buoy the offense, especially in games in which A.J. Green has been injured. So, will that be enough with the Colts defense? Colts defense statistically isn't very bad. They're actually ranked higher than Cincinnati. However, they have feasted off weaker competition. They've played Tennessee twice. They've played Jacksonville twice. Even Houston's not that great of a team. I mean, when Ryan Fitzpatrick was their quarterback or whatever. And plus, the Colts haven't really played a meaningful game in about 3 weeks. They wrapped up their division early. They were locked into their seeding in the playoffs. So we've got a lot of games that were sort of half effort. We pulled Andrew Luck out. The next game was meaningless. The next game was meaningless. So we've seen this a ton of times. Teams that really haven't had to play meaningful games come in. All of a sudden, the playoffs ratchet up the intensity. They're not ready for it. I'm actually going to go against my better judgment, with the Bengals for the green. I'm not very confident in it, mainly because of Andy Dalton and his sort of propensity to wilt under the pressure. Not to mention, what does the movie Total Recall have in common with this game? That was the #1 movie that year that the Bengals last won their playoff game. 1990. So it's been a while. And it's not like they haven't been making the playoffs. They've been making the playoffs, but just losing in the first round. So that would, scare me a little bit. And it wouldn't surprise me for the Colts to win. Obviously, they're favored. They're at home. They have Andrew Luck, high-powered offense. But I think Bengals been playing some tough games. Had to really fight up until the last week just to try and win their division. They didn't get it done. So they come in a little bit more battle-tested. Colts only 2-4 against playoff teams this year. And as I said, haven't really played a meaningful game in weeks. So I'm going to go with the Bengals for the green. This is probably maybe small streaks, possibly losing. I mean, obviously losing streaks, pick something. Maybe a medium streak, but I think the Bengals come in on the road, get it done. Hope you guys enjoy it. We'll see you next time on Street Talk.